Second largest sphinx in Egypt. It's called Saqqarah.
So after our Giza pyramids and Sphinx experience, our guide took us to
Memphis and Saqqarah. So that's from the Giza periods. It was like 30-45 minutes by boat, by what do you call it, car. And he was giving us details about Memphis. Memphis is the oldest city in the world. So that they had hieroglyphics and things, something like 3,200 years BC, which would make it over 5,000 years old. And there are two parts of Memphis. There's the old part, and then there's a new part. And the new part, just by satellite photography, they found out that it's built over the part of the old city of Memphis. So, that was very, very interesting to me. And then when we were in Memphis, we saw these huge statues of one of their great pharaohs, like Ramses II. He's the most famous of all the pharaohs. So his statue stood 30 meters, which is something like 90, 100 feet.
And it was found in Memphis, right?
It was found in Memphis, yes.
It's missing its legs.
Yes. So it was laid out straight.
Yeah, but then again, what do you call it? They had those cartouches.
Yes.
What are cartouches at?
Yeah, cartouches are just a symbol of in hieroglyphics of who the name of the pharaoh was. And so in fact, you can have cartouches made with your name using Egyptian hieroglyphics. And we went to, all of this appeared in an open air museum, in Memphis. And it was amazing because you go into this one building where they house the statue of Ramses II. When you go out, they have a whole big area which shows you statues. In fact, they have right there that we saw the second Sphinx, which was actually much better preserved.
It's very small.
It's small, but it's supposed to be the second largest Sphinx in Egypt.
But the face is
completely intact. So you get to see the nose, you get to see the beard.
Yeah.
It's amazing and very beautiful. But not as big as, of course, the original Sphinx in Giza. So again, it was just like incredible.
Let your friends and your tour guide take you to Memphis after your Giza pyramids experience, all right, to see that massive artifact of Ramesses, all right. And it's not a lot of walking. It's just kind of like an archaeological site as well, where they found all of these artifacts and relics, and then they actually put it up on display. So it's gonna be a great walk as well around the facility.
Oh my God! This is the largest, biggest statue for ancient Egyptian king. To the Marconi art gallery last time when I came, they do a paper and two cartouches for a couple or friends together, two together, or one single, or if it's a big family. See the accumulation of sand?
Right.
That is the site where all those things being discovered.
They still say that there's some stuff underneath.
That's right. Yeah.
So right now we are in the Living Museum, the open air museum of Memphis, and behind us is the second largest sphinx in Egypt. It's called Shisip,
All right.
which means the living life. or
And the
something.
difference between this and then the largest, the difference is that it has his
The
face.
nose and the beard is in Egypt.
Yeah.
So you can see the nose and the beard. This is what the other sphinx would look like if someone hadn't shot it off. But look
I
at that.
see.
It's so incredible.
Now let's talk about Saqqarah.
Saqqarah is a must-see. And why? Because it has the oldest pyramid in Egypt. It was built 2800 BC, which makes it about 4,800 years.
Older than Adam.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, of course, much older than me. Finally, something older than me. So it is what they call a stepped pyramid. And, it was just like amazing to see that. So you actually enter the pyramid through a colonnade, which is a big building that's filled with columns. It's a long, long stretch of walkway that you pass over to finally get into this plaza. And this big plaza is where they held celebrations and celebrations to honor the pharaoh. And right in front of that plaza is the what do you call it? The pyramid of Saqqarah.
It's actually gigantic as well. It's big. And then according to our guide, it's fully solid.
Yes,
It's not hollow.
completely solid, and it also has, the option of traveling inside the mosque. It goes like 28 meters deep, which is something like 100 feet deep into the ground, whereas where they have the sarcophagus. And the sarcophagus still is in there. They weren't able to get it out, and it's a big mystery how they got it in the first place. I think they probably built around it. But
We opted not to
Yeah.
get in because we were so tired because it was a long day already.
and he said, it was the same experience. So we figured, one experience was enough.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
but if you want to, you have the option of going down
One
to
thing
the pyramid.
we noticed that the pyramids through time, lost the smooth, what do you call it?
Yes.
The limestone.
Yeah, so with all of these pyramids, they were all covered with limestone, which made it smooth and shiny. And because of the wind and the rain and things like that, they eventually started eroding. So what is left is just the bricks or just the stonework. And that was a shame because we saw what it looked like, some of the portions of the colonnade, some portions of the pyramid that had the limestone, and it looked so nice. And I can only imagine, like 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, how beautiful it looked with the limestone, with the shine and everything.
What's mind-boggling for me is that Saqqarah doesn't have much tourists, visiting it. Where in fact it's the first pyramid in Egypt, right? So when we got there, there's hardly anybody there. But then again, it's also an active archaeological site, and it's that you can only see in the movies, right? But so I took photos, and I'll show it to you, and it's just like I was in a studio set. But
Yeah.
then again, it's not. And then we saw more pyramids.
Yeah, because there is a section there that's called the panoramic view section. So you actually climb up to the second level, and right before you is this beautiful panoramic view of all these other pyramids in the distance, and some big pyramids. So they said there's something like 100 pyramids in Egypt, and it's just amazing the vista and the view that you have there, and how old this civilization. I was just impressed with the technology of the people, the culture, and how long it was in existence. They had a writing system and everything. So it's really very humbling and very amazing. Okay, so what we have here, we're in the city of Saqqarah, and behind us is the oldest pyramid in the world. It's the very first pyramid that was built for King Zoser from the third ancient dynasty of Egypt. And this is incredible. So it's close to 48 years old. And the
Oh my God, this is the door too.
Yeah.
So right now we are in the area where Saqqarah, what do you call it, pyramid. It's the oldest pyramid, and we're in a panoramic area above the ground. We just passed through a column, a gate of columns to get to this area. There's a big plaza right here in front of the pyramid. But upstairs, you get a panoramic view of all the other pyramids here. So you can see them in the distance. You see a pyramid over there. And they say that there's like more than 100 pyramids in Egypt. So this is, wow, amazing.
Saqqarah Archaeological Site.
Look at the roof, is still the imitation of wooden
yes.
rafters.
Oh wow, the wood rafters, yes.
Three recesses cut into the wall.
And right after our tour in Saqqarah, our guide from Odinobo, his name is Big Mo, because you know his real name is Mohammed, and he said there are like millions of Mohammeds in Egypt, so he nicknamed himself as Big Mo. He took us to this wonderful lunch place, right? and it was delicious for only $20. You eat all you can.
There was a lot of food, and they gave us second helpings too. So there were things like falafel, and then barbecued meats like kufta and chicken, and then they had all of the dipping sauces. It was just wonderful. So they had freshly made bread, which they brought to your table, and then
So good.
It was amazing. We ate until our eyes bulged out of our eyes.
Okay, we're seated right now and having this wonderful lunch. First of all, right here is the homemade bread that was just freshly made, so it's nice and hot. Here we have falafel. Here we have a zucchini in a sauce that you pour over this rice. The rice is made with spices and also with noodles. And then this falafel here is so good. I couldn't help myself. I had to eat it. And then we have baba ganoush, which you used to dip tahina. You have eggplant. You have stuffed cabbage. It's usually stuffed with meat. So you kind of like pick it up with your hand. It's so good.